Hey, what's going on everyone? This is Mike Kollin at crackedfemalecode.com. So I thought I'd throw some pictures up from the past. Like right here, this is a guy, him and his brother own their own bank. Yeah, he's the crazy looking guy. He drives around in San Francisco in this old car he's remodeled. But this is at the club The Matrix in San Francisco. Back in the day, about 10-15 years ago. And this is one of their bartenders from back then also. Again, this is me when I was quite a bit younger. So I want to let you guys know a little bit about myself. I'm not some newcomer to this game. I've been doing this for over 35 years. Okay, I started this when I was about 19. I got involved in Tony Robbins seminars back around 1990-91. I got involved in NLP trainings. Oh, by the way, that's Neil Strauss. He is the author. He wrote the book called The Game. He was also this, when I heard of him, when I knew of him, was back in the day when he was a writer for the Rolling Stones magazine. I'm here, we're in San Francisco at a book signing. So even Neil was impressed with my skills. He just said, wow, you're an NLP trainer. I'm like, yeah. So what I did was he actually had someone there that had a mental block, and I worked with a guy, and boom, it took me about an hour, but to clear it up. And Neil was just like, man, you're really good at this. And so he watched me work through it. These are some cute Thai girls from Thailand that were out here visiting in San Francisco. We are at a restaurant called P.F. Chang's at this point. Cuties, huh? Believe it or not, but I still date girls in their 20s, and I'm in my 50s. See, a lot of guys misunderstand everything about women, and that's what this video is going to be about. But before I get to that, I want to give you a little bit of my background, such as this. I'm a certified NLP trainer, certified master practitioner of Ericksonian hypnosis, certified master practitioner of timeline therapy. I'm also certified in 3 different forms of energy healing and on, communication, linguistics, etc., etc. I studied psychology at Arizona State under Dr. Robert Cialdini, who wrote the book called Influence. It was a huge book back in the mid-90s to early 2000s. It was a business book on how to influence people. So my background, I have a huge background. I was national champion in kickboxing, state champion in boxing. I coached professional fighters. I was a cornerman with Jacob Stitch Duran. He was my head coach. He was my trainer for many, many years. So I have a pretty varied background, including being airborne infantry, 101st Airborne. So they called me the mad scientist. So after I started getting into the pickup artist scene, and this is back in the, oh God, I would say mid-90s. Let me think if it was earlier. So I started teaching dating and relationship coaching before anyone else ever came out teaching this stuff. In fact, in the beginning, the pickup artist said, oh, that NLP stuff doesn't work. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, this stuff is phenomenal. So at the clubs, the women, the waitresses began to call me the Love Doctor. So eventually I made a business card that said Love Doctor on it. And I wrote a book called Crack the Female Code. There's a series of unconscious patterns and codes that women need to be taken through because the neurology, the nervous system is wired in this way. It's a literal hidden code. Once you understand it, how to use it, it triggers her mating system to become very sexually attracted to you and eventually fall in love with you emotionally. Without these teachings, without this training, you will suffer immensely with women throughout your life. A lot of things that you are hearing online it's not false, but it's half-truths, meaning they don't understand why things are the way they are. I have a specific subject I'm going to talk about today. It's an interview of this woman saying, oh, well, I thought men wanted the challenge, and there's a reason why, and no one teaches it. See, when women teach stuff to you, okay, how to explain this? They are making an unconscious massive assumption that you understand what's behind that because, well, that's what they know because they're wired differently than you. When I teach this to women, they're like, wait, you mean men don't know that? I'm like, no, not at all. They're like, why? What's wrong with them? I'm like, there's nothing wrong with them. We're just wired differently. We have different connections in our brain than you do. And because of that, when you say, oh, well, just do this, he's looking at you like, what does that mean? And number 2, how do you do that? A lot of these women do not explain what's behind their explanation or what's behind the scenes. So therefore, you walk away with a half-truth, not knowing you're missing the core piece of it. One of the things that I learned from NLP is that whenever you learn a technique, you go out and you use it with everyone. And I mean, I would go to the computer stores, to the grocery stores, to the coffee shops. I'd walk up to strangers. I'd go to homeless people. I would use techniques on everybody. I was literally a mad scientist. I would do this around Berkeley, Walnut Creek, Oakland, San Francisco, Emeryville, San Rafael, Marin County. I would go around and do techniques on everybody. And this began to create a discovery process which began to unveil itself. If you read my book, Crack the Female Code, I promise you, you're going to be like, you're a mad scientist. If you take my course, Crack the Female Code, it will alter your life for the rest of your life. I'm going to start here. This is going to be an intro, but the next piece is the real piece of what this video is about. I began to realize that the way men and women process information is radically different. We are using two different computer processors inside our brain that give completely different meanings to the same word and different meanings to interactions, body language, etc. So when you're experiencing A, she's not, even though she's right next to you. Even if you're having a conversation about the same exact thing, she's hearing B, but you're hearing A. You are not having the same experience. But there's an answer to all of this. This course answers all your questions. Whether you want to save your marriage, enhance your marriage, meet the girl of your dreams, turn women on, attract women, get women to chase you, it is all taught in my course, Crack the Female Code. From romance, love, seduction, and even just understanding women. I know right now you're like, Mike, you can't understand women. Women are crazy. No. They're using a different processor and they speak a hidden language. Once you understand that, everything becomes clear. Clarity ensues and all of a sudden women make sense. So I started to learn something about women. I'm just going to dive right into it. So I remember I had done this probably 50 times because I wanted to be like, wow, maybe it was just that one girl or that one woman. So I was at a computer store in Vacaville, which is no longer, I don't think they're in existence anymore, but it was called Computer USA back in the 90s, probably 96 or so. And we walked in and we were looking for a computer and we happened to get a female. And I went to my girlfriend and I go, watch this. And I go, listen real quick. And I went up to this computer female salesman. She was probably mid-20s. And I said, have you ever noticed how honest and direct men are? She immediately says, I know. How rude and disrespectful. What's wrong with men? Now, I'm giggling inside because I had done this for like 50 times at this point, maybe even 100. And I'm telling you, whenever I would learn something new, I would do it everywhere I went with every single woman, every person I could meet, and depending on what it was. And 100% of the women would say, I know, how rude, how disrespectful, what's wrong with men? And I did it all day with my girlfriend. Come on, let's go to the store, watch it. She'll do it too. She'll do it too. And so the thing about it is guys, the male language, now what did she say? I said, have you ever noticed how honest and how direct men are? See, the male brain is the direct brain. Our language is literally called the linear external direct language. We say A and we mean A. To the female system, this is considered extremely rude and disrespectful. In fact, that's what she said. She said, how rude, how disrespectful, what's wrong with men? That's what she said. Because the female system is not designed to go from point A to point B. Now, even that phrase, men use that all the time. But the straightest line is from point A to point B. We love that because our brain is the linear system, L-I-N-E-A-R. It means it goes in a line from point A to point B. This is how we process everything. Walking, talking, communication, experience. When it comes to sex, men want to go from point A to point B, from penis to vagina, point A to point B. Can we just be honest and stop with all the politically correct bullshit? Because that stuff is not helping you and it's not helping her. The only thing that's going to help you is actually understanding what the fuck is going on. And because of my background training in NLP, there's something called modeling that teaches you how to model someone's unconscious mind. This is only one core piece that allowed me to delve into the female unconscious mind and understand what's going on. A lot of it had to do with what I learned in psychology classes. Hey, the female mating system is in the lower reptilian brain like the man's, but it curves off to the right brains, not the logical left brain, but the right brain's communication center. And I went, okay. And NLP is all about different unconscious languages. So because of the combination and because of some other things that I learned from Buddhist monks and from energy healing, I know it sounds crazy, guys. All of a sudden, I started to realize, like, wait a minute, women are not turned on by paying for dinner. They're not turned on by buying an expensive car. They're not turned on by chrome rims. But men for the life, yes, they are. And that's your battle wound, is like, yeah, you got to be more rich and more expensive. Like, well, then why do all these girls divorce all these rich guys for these dudes that are poor? Women want emotional feelings and experiences. The reason why women, after 2 or 3 years of being with a man, married, a long-term relationship, they'll start to argue and fight, and they create all this anger. And like, why do women create so much problems? Because women understand life through emotions. The right brain is the emotional processor. If you do not create emotions through the hidden right brain language and body language, right brain body language, which you're like, what do you mean, right? Well, there's a difference? Yeah, there's a huge difference between left brain and right brain body language and language itself. Yes, I actually know this girl in this picture right here. Most of the pictures you'll see me post, not all. One is an Olympic swimmer or diver. I do not know her personally, but other than that, I know all these girls in these pictures. So the right brain is the indirect language. So when men talk, but by the way, the left brain language and energy is the push energy, just like the penis. The penis is a linear object. It goes in a line, and it goes in and out, back and forth, just like the male language. The male language is like step 1, step 2, step 3. Our language literally goes up and down a line. Just like a football field, you got 1 yard, 2 yard, 3 yard, 4 yard. Everything is lines. Even baseball, you go from home plate to first plate. There's literally a line, and if you go 3 feet to the left or right of it, you're automatically out. You have to go down the line. It's like we have blinders on. Okay, I say this to women all the time. I say, have you ever noticed how blind and oblivious men are? And they get really curious because they know, but they're looking at me and they're like, but men don't know. And they're looking at me like, well, what do you mean? Again, I put my hands up because you know how they're like blind. Like I'm putting my hands up on the side of my eyes, like they look directly straight and forward in front of them, and all they can see is what's right in front of them. And they go, oh, you mean like a racehorse, how it has blinders on both sides of the eyes so they can only see what's in front? I go, yeah. She goes, oh yeah, all men are like that. And guess what, guys? That is a major, major turn off. The typical argument, well, then why do women marry so many men? Because they don't have any other choice. Inside them is this insatiable desire to get pregnant. Women want to have children. It is hardwired into them. It's like craving ice cream or candy every fucking day. And they're like, well, if I can't find a man that fulfills me emotionally and makes me happy emotionally, then I guess I'll find a man that can at least pay the bills. They're not doing this because it makes them happy. They're doing it because they don't have any other choice. More than 90% of the men are walking around in this logical, linear, external blinders on. If you're the number one thing that women can't stand in a man is being oblivious. It's all about awareness. And that comes from learning how to be what we call internal, inside, because you connect to your 5 senses. This is a core 1/3 piece of my course that I teach you. We go over it every day. We teach you internal awareness techniques over and over and over until you pop. And then I'll take you out in public and we'll just sit somewhere in a coffee shop or walk around a store or something, and women will walk up to you. They'll smile at you. They'll kind of try to get your attention. They'll wiggle their hips, or they'll accidentally on purpose bump into you, or they'll ask you a really stupid question. It's because they're drawn to you, because women are drawn to men who are in this side of their brain. It connects their mating system and triggers them sexually. So here's the deal. The direct language, it literally irritates women and it pisses them off and it turns them off. Women speak in an indirect language. It's where you say one thing, but you don't mean that thing. That's just symbolic. The right brain is all about symbolic language. You talk about the symbol because it's politically correct, it's polite. Now I know I said earlier don't be politically correct, but this is different. This isn't about following rules, this is about breaking the rules. So that's a rule following political correctness because here's the deal. The left brain is the rule-oriented brain, and when men hear women say A, or even read the Bible, the teachings of Jesus have nothing to do with rules, but what does the church do? They turn everything into a set of right or wrong rules. The left brain is their either or, right or wrong, rule-oriented brain. It turns everything into right or wrong rules, and that nothing drives a woman more crazy and makes them feel more irritated than feel like they're being put in a box of rules. They want to be out of that because the right brain is the out of the box brain. The left brain is inside the box. It makes you feel trapped. It makes you feel stuck. So if you're frustrated and angry a lot, it's because you're stuck in your left brain, the logical in the box brain. So women want to feel free when they're around you. When you learn how to open up to your right brain and be internal, all of a sudden your awareness expands all the way around you. You're spacious. The way you talk is slower. It's more relaxing. It's more comforting. You resonate your voice. Now, a lot of guys go, I'm going to teach you how to resonate your voice. No, you don't. I never teach people how to resonate their voice. I teach them how to be internal, and your voice will automatically become resonant because you're operating from that system. But what these courses are doing is they're teaching you a logical step 1, step 2 way to resonate your voice, and it sounds mechanical because it's not actual natural resonation. It's forced mechanical. So one thing you're going to begin to learn is that women understand the world from a completely 180 degrees different perspective. You have to learn how to shift over to the other side 180 degrees, and all of a sudden women are going to want to be with you. They're going to want to spend time with you because here's the secret. When you're in your internal brain inside your body, connected and open to your right brain, which is the open brain, you feel comfortable. You feel relaxed. It is an enjoyable space to be around. And women use that word space all the time. For years, I was like, what do you mean space? What does this mean? It didn't make any sense to me. When you create this open space, all of a sudden women feel comfortable and they like that comfort and they want to be around it. And thus they're going to feel comfortable with you, which, by the way, is the first step to her opening up to you sexually. If you're talking fast and being logical and trying to impress her with how much you bench press and how expensive your car is and your bank account, this energy is not comfortable and it makes her feel uptight. It closes her forehead up, it closes her heart up, and it closes her groin up. It physically tightens her muscles throughout her body, and thus she doesn't want to have sex. Remember how I said men want to go from point A to point B in everything, whether it's work, travel, even sex, from groin to groin? Well, believe it or not, but a woman can't do it that way. She has to connect first mentally, forehead to forehead, and then drop down and connect emotionally, heart to heart, and then sexually. There is literally a hidden process that you can take women through that will allow you access to making love to her. So one of the things that comes with the women, I'm gonna give you this tip right now, because I had a client that wanted to go from point A to point B, and I made it really clear, like, hey, with the woman, it takes process. First, you got to connect mentally, and there's a certain series of patterns you got to go through that, and then drop down emotionally, and then you got to go through that, and then physically. Her nervous system is wired differently for sex. Well, this guy, we went to a club, met some girls, immediately, and I was handing my coat to the coat girl. And I turned around and he's already got 2 really pretty girls, college educated, and I was like really impressed, thinking, what the hell is he taking my course for? So he got a table, he sat us down. It was actually a couch kind of club. It was the Bubble Lounge in San Francisco. I don't know if they're still open. And we're doing really, really well. And he got us some champagne. He paid for it. And I was like, wow, okay, this is cool. And literally 7 minutes into it, hey man, why don't we go over to my place? And I'm like, whoa. And the girls like, they pulled back. Now he couldn't see this. They literally got scared. And they literally tightened up their faces and they took a deep breath like that. And they literally leaned back. And I looked at the girls and kind of nodded, and I made my right hand kind of like, it's okay. Like I put it, like kind of calming them out. It's okay. And I go, hey man, we just met them. Why don't we take some time to get to know them? Because I know that's what women are doing. They're saying, hey, I need to get to know you first before I can get intimate. So after about another 3 minutes, and I am not kidding you, he goes, I tell you what, let's go back to my house now. And they're like, we haven't even finished the champagne bottle yet. Why don't we like hang out? Because literally we just got there. And the two girls got there right before we did. They were ahead of us in line. And that's what they were saying. Like, hey, what? We just got here. It's our first time here. We're trying to check it out. And I kind of grabbed them on the shoulder and pushed it down like, hey, man, slow down. And of course, he didn't do any of the internal awareness techniques to open him up to his right brain. Because when you're in the right brain, you slow down. You don't even think. You're just like enjoying it. I was going to say it, the process. This is why women say the process. It's a right brain word. So I tried to whisper in his ear, man, hey, do this technique right now. Do some deep breathing. Do this. And if you have to get up and go for a walk, I say you have to go to the bathroom and just like, ground yourself and do this and that. And he was on the warp. No, I'm good, Mike. I'm good. I'm thinking like, no, you are not good. So he basically, oh, okay, yeah, we can hang out. We can get to know the place, blah, blah, blah. And we started, talking again. And I am not joking. And less than 4 minutes later, he's demanding that we go back to his place. He's got a full bar. He's got a pool table. He's got a ping pong table. He's got a foosball table. He's got there's some video game. I think it was Miss Pac-Man or something like that, or whatever they called it. And he was saying, hey, I've got all this stuff. We can order a pizza. He goes, it's all on me. And I'm like, dude, like seriously, we've been here like, 20 minutes? So he's visibly pissed off, and the girls can see it, and I'm going, oh my God. So then, I forget what I said. Like, hey man, let's hang out a little more. Just like, I want to get to know him. And he goes, and he just flipped out. He goes, what the fuck? I want to fuck you. You want to fuck me. Let's go back to my house to have sex. And I'm like, whoa. The girls jumped up and stood away from us, and I grabbed him, yanked him outside. Believe it or not, guys, but that point A to point B shit doesn't work. And paying for dinners and buying her shit, that doesn't work either. You're just wasting your money. There's a much, much better way. Learn the indirect hidden way. It's called cracked female code. The main thing is right brain communication. Like if I were to give you one tip right now, just take your time. Breathe deep, breathe out, relax, and just talk. Let them talk back. Now, a lot of guys are like, yeah, but I don't know what to say. Well, guess what? Crack the Female Code course, there's a third core piece of that where we go over communication. You will have more patterns and more ways on how to talk to women naturally. These are not canned or memorized lines. We don't do that here. There's no memorized bullshit. I will teach you simple patterns that will show you how to communicate in the right brain language that she can understand and enjoy. The reason why I chose this picture of I just forgot his name. He's a jiu-jitsu champion. Man, I can't remember his name right now. Damn it. Is because this course teaches you how to be the champion of understanding women, communicating to women, romancing women, loving women, getting along with women, and seduction. This is the most powerful form of seduction on the planet. I will warn you, it is different than the way that you were taught in the pickup artist courses. It is radically different. It is literally the opposite of everything that they teach you. And your brain is going to kind of flip out because it's literally the opposite way that you've been thinking your entire life. In fact, let me use this phrase. It's kind of a joke because when you get to the course, you're like, oh, he literally means that. Yeah, it's not what you think. Now, I laugh whenever I post that and write it down in articles or blogs or whatever, put on videos, because literally thinking is the wrong way. If you're thinking, you're screwing it up. Thinking is the left brain logical thing. Logic and thinking turn women off. It's a right brain thing. It's an emotional, expressive, five senses way of communicating. This is what melts her heart, attracts her to you, and turns her on sexually. Now that sounded very light, but let me tell you something. This is romantically seductive. Go to my website, crackthefemalecode.com, and buy my book, Crack the Female Code, and get started. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next video where I'm going to explain to you why women think men want a challenge when we don't. I'm going to teach you what's going on inside their brain that causes them to constantly basically be a pain in the ass. Alright guys, go to crackthefemalecode.com. Bye.